The deposition Maya sat across from Marcus Castellano in conference room B, her leather portfolio open, her pen poised. The wrongful termination deposition had been scheduled for 2 hours, but she'd blocked out 3. Marcus had a reputation for being difficult, charming when it suited him, evasive when cornered. He was exactly as his file suggested. Mid-40s, expensively tailored navy suit, silver threading through his dark hair in a way that probably cost him a fortune to maintain. His lawyer, a graying partner from Sullivan & Klein, named Thomas Brennan, sat beside him with the weary expression of someone who'd heard all his client's stories before. "Mr. Castellano," Maya began, her voice steady and professional, "you've stated in your complaint that you were terminated from Vanguard Capital without cause. Let's walk through your last 6 months at the firm." Marcus leaned back in his chair, spreading his hands in a gesture of openness that felt rehearsed. "I gave that firm 12 years, built their derivatives desk from nothing, and they threw me out like garbage. We'll get to the termination. First, I'd like to discuss the complaints filed against you by junior analysts. There were 3 formal HR complaints in your final year." Something flickered in Marcus's eyes. "Office politics. You know how it is. Ambitious kids looking for shortcuts to the top. So you deny making inappropriate comments to Sarah Chen regarding her appearance? I complimented her suit. Since when is that a crime?" Maya made a note, her expression neutral. "And Jeremy Walsh? He claimed you created a hostile work environment by making comments about his sexuality." "Jeremy was sensitive. I ran a high-pressure desk. Not everyone can handle it." She could feel Brennan tense beside his client. Good lawyers knew when their clients were digging holes. The deposition continued for 90 minutes, Marcus growing progressively more defensive as Maya methodically documented every complaint, every witness statement, every email that contradicted his narrative of being a beloved mentor wrongfully terminated. When they finally broke for lunch, Maya's neck was tight with tension. She gathered her materials and headed back to her office, already mentally drafting the memo that would recommend settling this case for far less than Marcus wanted. Her phone buzzed. "Jordan, lunch? I have gossip and you look like you need a drink." Maya smiled despite herself. "Penelope's in 20? Perfect. Wear that black dress tomorrow night, W. Gallery opening in Chelsea." 20 minutes later, Maya slid into a corner booth at Penelope's, a wine bar 3 blocks from the office that catered to the Midtown legal crowd. Jordan was already there, 2 glasses of Sancerre on the table, and that particular gleam in their eye that meant the gossip was exceptional. Jordan Chen was everything Maya wasn't. Effortlessly stylish, where Maya was carefully professional, sexually adventurous in ways Maya was only beginning to explore, and completely uninterested in hiding any part of themselves. They'd met at NYU Law, bonded over late-night study sessions, and shared ambition, and somehow maintained their friendship even as their career paths diverged. Jordan had lasted exactly 18 months at a corporate firm before jumping to the ACLU, trading prestige and salary for work that didn't make them want to drink before noon. "You look tense," Jordan said, pushing a glass toward her. "Rough deposition?" "Wrongful termination case where the plaintiff is absolutely guilty of everything he was fired for but convinced himself he's the victim." "Ah, the specialty of entitled white men everywhere." Jordan took a sip of wine. "Speaking of entitled, guess who I saw at the Standard last night?" Maya's stomach dropped before she could stop it. "Who?" "Victoria Ashford, with someone very young and very blonde who was definitely not her husband." Maya relaxed slightly. Victoria Ashford was a senior partner at Morrison & Lee, one of Hartwell & Cross's main competitors. Her affairs were legendary, as was her ability to keep them from affecting her professional reputation. "Not exactly shocking," Maya said. "True. But here's the interesting part. She saw me see her, and she came over to say hello. Very deliberate, very, I know you saw and I don't care. Power move." Exactly, which got me thinking about power and sex and how women navigate both in this city. Jordan's dark eyes fixed on Maya with that particular intensity that meant a serious conversation was coming. "How's your navigation going?" Maya took a long sip of wine. She'd told Jordan about Sunday night, not the details but the broad strokes. Anonymous hotel hookup, incredible sex, clean exit. Jordan had been thrilled. "It's fine. It's separate." "Is it though? Because you've got that look. What look? The look that says you're trying very hard not to think about something, which means you're thinking about it constantly. Maya wanted to deny it, but Jordan knew her too well. The truth was, she'd been thinking about Sunday night all morning. Not just the sex, though that had been exceptional, but the feeling of complete freedom. No performance, no calculation, no wondering if this would affect her reputation or her career. Just pure physical desire, satisfied and released. I liked it, she admitted. I liked not having to be Maya Reeves, senior associate, potential future partner. I liked just being someone who wanted to get fucked. Jordan grinned. There she is, the real Maya. That's not the real Maya, that's just one version. Why can't both be real? Before Maya could answer, her phone buzzed. Richard Hartwell. Need to see you when you're back. Cameron Pierce arrives tomorrow. Want you on the Castellano case with him. Maya stared at the message, her mind racing. Being paired with a new partner on a case was standard. It was how senior associates proved they could work at the partner level. But it was also a test. Cameron Pierce would be evaluating her just as much as she was working with him. Work? Jordan asked. New partner starting tomorrow. Richard wants me working with him. Opportunity or threat? Both. Maya finished her wine. Always both. Back at the office, Maya knocked on Richard's door. He waved her in without looking up from the document he was reviewing, his reading glasses perched on his nose in a way that made him look more like a professor than a litigator. Maya. Good. Close the door. She did, settling into one of the leather chairs across from his desk. Richard removed his glasses, meeting her eyes with that direct gaze that had intimidated her when she was a first-year associate. Now it just meant he was being serious. Cameron Pierce is joining us from Whitfield and Marks. Excellent trial attorney, strong client relationships, and someone who will expect the same level of excellence from the associates he works with that I do. Translation, don't fuck this up. I want you to be his primary associate on the Castellano case. The deposition this morning, how did it go? As expected, Marcus Castellano is his own worst enemy. He's convinced he's a victim, but the evidence doesn't support his narrative. I think we can settle this for significantly less than he's demanding. Richard nodded. Good. Prepare a memo with your recommendation. Cameron will want to review everything when he starts tomorrow. Of course. Maya. Richard leaned forward slightly. This is an important moment for you. You're being considered for partnership track. How you handle working with Cameron, how you navigate being both deferential and competent will matter. She heard what he wasn't saying. Don't be too aggressive. Don't be too passive. Don't be too feminine. Don't be too masculine. Be brilliant but not threatening. Be confident but not arrogant. The impossible tightrope that women in law firms walked every single day. I understand, she said. I know you do. That's why I'm putting you on this. Maya spent the rest of the afternoon drafting her memo, reviewing case law, and trying not to think about the fact that tomorrow would set the tone for the next phase of her career. By the time she left the office at 8, her eyes were burning from screen time, and her shoulders were knotted with tension. She took the subway home to her apartment in the West Village, a one-bedroom she could barely afford but refused to give up because it had good light and was actually in Manhattan rather than Brooklyn. She'd fought too hard to end up in a converted warehouse in Bushwick. Her phone buzzed as she unlocked her door. Unknown number. Hope you're having a good Monday. Been thinking about Sunday night. Maya froze, staring at the message. The man from the hotel. She'd given him her number in a moment of wine-fueled boldness, not expecting him to actually use it. She should delete it. She should block the number. Sunday night was supposed to be a one-time thing, a perfect moment of freedom that didn't bleed into her real life. But her fingers were already typing. Busy day. You? The response came quickly. Same. Been thinking about how you tasted. Heat flooded through her. She set her bag down, kicked off her heels, and sank onto her couch, staring at the message. Another text appeared. Want to see you again? Thursday night? Maya's thumb hovered over the keyboard. This was where she should say no, where she should maintain the boundary between that version of herself and this one. Maybe, she typed. I'll let you know. She set the phone down before she could say anything else, her heart racing. Two versions of herself. And maybe, just maybe, they didn't have to stay completely separate. Her phone buzzed again, but this time it was Jordan. Don't forget, gallery opening tomorrow night, black dress. I'm not taking no for an answer. Maya smiled despite herself. Jordan always knew when she needed to be pulled out of her own head. Fine, but I'm not staying late. Meeting the new partner Wednesday morning. Perfect. You'll be relaxed and confident. Trust me. Maya set her phone aside and poured herself a glass of wine, looking out at the city lights. Tomorrow night, she'd go to Jordan's gallery opening, wear the black dress, be the version of herself that existed outside the office. Wednesday morning, she'd meet Cameron Pierce and prove she belonged on the partnership track. And Thursday night was still a question mark. She took a sip of wine, feeling the tension in her shoulders start to ease. Two worlds, two versions of herself. And somewhere in between, the real Maya Reeves was trying to figure out which one she actually wanted to be.
Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures. Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures.